Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up, and I know you're getting ready for an exciting weekend in the outdoors. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Run by, check them out. They got all kind of programs there. So check out and see what they can offer. A year's effort is worth a lifetime of rewards. Today's high is going to be around 84, and low will be around 75. And water temperature now, this is fascinating. The water temperature has gone up to 87 degrees. That's the hottest it has been recorded so far this year. 87 degrees in the Gulf of Mexico. Had a chance to go swimming there this week, and it was just wonderful. And it's sort of clearing up some too. Now, our river readings, take a look at river readings, Apalachicola at Bluntstown. Now, you're not going to see it rise this fast very often. You look at that chart, and that is a really fast rise from looking at a Bluntstown station. I mean, this morning it's reading a 7.3, but by Sunday it is going up to 15 foot. Now that's a fast rise on the river. It's doubling in its height. So be aware of that. If you're going to do any river activities, it's really going to be rising on you this coming weekend. So check it out. Now, the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is also going to be rising, and it's going to be not quite as fast, but look, it's going right now. This morning's reading 8.7, and it's going on up to right at 10, 11 foot by Sunday morning. So it's going to be a fast rise there too. Okay. Now, tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Their motto is where caring counts. And the good folks over there, over the years, I've attended a lot of services over there, and that motto is true. They really take care of you and your family in times of need. So check out Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home. Okay? Today is August the 16th. Can y'all believe how fast August is getting away from us? It's halfway over now. But we do have some really strong tides, excellent tide. We have a 2.1 foot tide range today. It's going to be falling out fast. We're looking at a high tide was this morning, right now at 5:31, and it is going to be going out swiftly to about 4:41 this afternoon. So good outgoing tide. If you like to fish outgoing tide, today is your time to do that. Okay. Now I like to get a marine forecast. I like to get a report on that. But right now on the phone I have Captain Blair Morgan with Blue Water Outrigger Report, and talked to Blair. He lives down there. He's around all those other fishermen and captains and outdoorsmen, and we just get a first-hand report. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How are you?
I'm doing well, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Sitting on my front porch, just watching the sun come up.
Oh, man. Good for you. I'm glad you're getting to do that. Well, listen, you're right there in St. Joe Bay, so tell us what's going on out in the bay.
Well, I tell you what, Winston, every day there's several hundred boats or more. I don't know. I'd like to count them sometime, but I can count a couple hundred here off my porch. They're out here scalloping. Everybody's getting limited scallops, which surprises me because the bay is really dirty from all this fresh water running in here from out of the woods. You know, it turns it kind of coffee colored. But even with the dirty water, everybody's finding a bunch of scallops, and they're good sized scallops as well. And I talked to one guy that actually takes scalloping trips out, and he said he's finding most of his bigger ones in about waist deep water.
Well, that's good. You know, it's fascinating. It's almost amazing at the number of scallops that are still out there compared to so many people. Every weekend, you say hundreds of boats out there. I've seen them myself, and it's amazing.
Well, what else is funny? You know, there at Stumpo where people walk in and they put kayaks and all in and whatnot, and off of C30 over there where they walk in, they just keep going out, and they just keep bringing in scallops in the same areas. I mean, I don't know how they're finding anything out there. As many people's been there ahead of them.
I don't see how any scallops are left, but you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And on top of that, my neighbor over here, he fishes, he likes wade fish. He's been going out wade fishing right here in front of the house, knee-deep water or less, and catching some real nice trout around 20 inches. On top water, red and white chug bug, and I mean he's catching some real big trout over here.
Well, that's a good report. That's good, and most of that floating grass now is moving on out.
Yeah, the floating grass is not over here in front of. It's not over here, and where I'm at the head of the bay, you know, and the tide kind of sucks out of this part of the bay and puts it down there where at the mouth of the St. Joe Canal, and they said that they were anchored up there catching some flounder, and said tarpon went all around the boat, just rolling and jumping and carrying on. Said there was a school of a couple hundred right around the boat there.
That's something now. You know, that's fresh water coming out of there, so there must be some bait being washed down to them.
Yeah, there's got to be bait coming out of there. They wouldn't be hanging right there.
Yeah.
He said they would just stick, and he said they stayed there the whole time he was sitting there trying to flounder fish.
Well, that's good.
And the triple tail and the tarpon are still doing real good over around Indian Pass as well. So.
Oh, good. Still catching triple tail.
Yeah, okay. Triple tail's still here.
Okay.
Actually, I went last week, and I caught 3 in just a short period one day this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Have you eaten them yet?
Yeah, I sure have. I had the last part of them last night. They're good.
Very good, Blair. That sounds good, buddy. And,
all right.
And
Well,
river fishing pretty slow?
Listen, the only thing people doing on the river is running bush hooks or something because, you know, the water's so high, it's up and down, and I heard you say it's going to come back up real quick again. So
yes.
Bush hook is okay, but other than that, there's really nothing going on in the creeks and the rivers.
All right. Thank you so much, Blair.
Okay.
All right. Captain Blair Morgan, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. All right, now let's take a look at our fishing game times for today. This is interesting now because this is right now, of course, this is brought to us by Mark Howard of Edgewater Beach Realty. Anywhere for your real estate needs, anywhere between Carabel and Destin, give Mark a call. Our times, okay, we're looking this morning at 8:30. Actually, 8:27 to 10:27. Okay, 8:27 to 10:27 this morning. Excellent time to get out. You got time to get ready now. Even if you don't have your stuff ready, you still have time to get on out there. And tonight, if you Friday night, a lot of people like to go out floundering or different things like that on outdoors. You're looking at from 9 to 11 o'clock tonight. It'll be an excellent time. They'll be moving around. You can see them a lot better. All right. I brought to us by Mark Coward. Now let's take our first break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's mention a couple of hunter safety courses coming up. Now, I mentioned this past week about the one over in Navarre. That's going to be on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and it will be over in Santa Rosa County, of course. And the range portion will be right there on the let's see, 24th. The range portion on 24th. Now, I just got word they're going to have another one now for our eastern viewing area. It's going to be over in Liberty County. This will be the internet completion course. And it will be at the Woodman of the World Camp right there on Highway 20, and it will be from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock Saturday, August 24th. So you got to finish it on your computer, do everything, get the certificate, and then take it over there. But it will be Saturday, August 24th in Liberty County. For all you folks over in Franklin County, Gaston County, Liberty is right there. It's right there on Highway 20, right as you get out of hospital, at Woodman of the World Camp. All right, that's 2 of those. Now, let's take a look at, we got all kind of pictures, so let's take a look at some of these pictures here. First of all, some other things to do this weekend. If you wanted to, at a biofeeder center, this is today from 11 o'clock, a couple of hours from now, create your own edible landfill. And that's got to be interesting. They're going to be recyclable crafts and all that, sort of end of the summer fling for some of the young folks, some of the kids to go do something like that. That's today. And tomorrow, okay, it'll be that marine touch tank they'll have. That'll be from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock over there at the E.O. Wilson Biofeeder Center, okay? Now, I've got, let me get some more pictures to you. I've had a lot of them sent in. I'm running behind on it, so I'm going to try to get caught up. And we're looking at, let's take a look at this right here. This, okay, some mahi, some nice dolphin. I'm going to give you the size of these. This is caught here. This is Bobby Bramlett. This is a 31-pounder and a 42-pounder, okay? Chuck Harrelson, let me see. That's some good eating right there, okay? Now, he actually went offshore fishing for grouper and all. He ended up catching all these beeliners. That's a nice mess. That's some good eating right there. Good job there, Bobby. All right, now, let's go into some flounder pictures. Check this out, folks. This was sent to us by Joy Melvin. Here's the email that's in. Hey, Coach Chester, wanted to let you know I enjoyed your floundering video. My brother-in-law and I have been a lot in the last 5 weeks or so. It's been about 30 years since I've been. I can understand that. You sort of go through cycles, Joy. To my surprise, I haven't seen anyone out there. I guess the dirty water is keeping them at home. It does make it hard to see them, but here's some pictures. We had a couple of good nights, but we had more bad nights, but just going is so much fun. In the pics is two of my daughters, Crystal and Amber. The bigger ones we got were 22 inches and 23.5 inches. They went with me a couple of nights and got to stick a couple and loved it. As always, enjoying the outdoors. Joy Melvin. All right, good job, Joy. And I'm so glad you got to take your daughters with you, Crystal and Amber. And you'll see, now this is a good mess of flounder, folks. Check that out. That was one of the good nights right there, Joy. 22 inches, 23. Anytime you get a flounder 18 inches above. Now here's a mixed bag. You know, look at the top of this picture. You can always get some of these other stuff. You can get the crabs. He got about a dozen blue crabs. Got them a mullet there. Some really, you know, you get a whole seafood selection there. Okay. Now let's go to another picture. Now this is I think Chuck Harrison on a dolphin. Now check this one out. This came from the Houston Big Game Tournament. This is a huge mahi-mahi when they placed in a tournament, but you see what they found inside the stomach when they opened it up. It had over 20 Kemp Ridley turtles. I got to show you this next picture. Look, this next picture I wanted to explain to you ahead of time. Each year, my last day of summer, I've had a tradition of just going swimming in the Gulf of Mexico. The last day of summer before I start back to school. And I used to go, years ago, I'd always go swim by myself. I just feel like here it's injustice if we don't get out and enjoy the great outdoors, especially the Gulf of Mexico. And so many of us locals take it for granted what we have right here in our backyard. So I made a promise myself a long time ago I was going to enjoy God's great gift to us, the Gulf of Mexico. And to do that, I would make myself go swimming the last day of the summer. And I didn't make myself go. I just took advantage of going. And most of the times, I would go by myself. The past few years, I've had the past 8 or 9 years, I've had plenty of company. The grandkids have company. I used to go down to this is how long I've been doing it, down to Phillips Inlet before the Pinnacle Port was built, those condos. I used to swim down there out of the sand dunes, walk across sand dunes, just go swimming. They built Pinnacle Port, then I went over toward the seaside area, long before seaside. I'd swim out there because it's isolated. I just swim back and forth. But now I end up going around the state park. Now I go to schooners because we can get us a hamburger there. So here's a picture of my swimming this past week, my last day. So I had plenty of company, my grandkids and one of their friends, and we just had a ball. So anyway, I just wanted to share that picture with y'all. And it doesn't have anything to do with outdoors, but we just had a good time. It's just tradition. Okay. Here's Donald Hayes Brooks, tide line tackle. Tide line light tackle outfitter. Donald Hayes, he's a captain now. Here's one of my students. This is sent to him. I appreciate it. This is Scott Hollywood. Just graduated from class. He said, "Hey, Coach, I thought I'd shoot you an email of my first shark. This is probably the biggest thing I've caught, and I'm proud of it. I thought when I caught it, I thought, I have to send this to Coach Chester." So here it is right here. We caught Robert Shell Island. We caught about 8 of these. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. You know, a lot of times we take it for granted, just catching those right there, okay? We may have a wet weekend coming. By the way, I wrote down some tournaments now. We have that Flathead Catfish tournament is going to be down in Weewall next weekend, August the 30th, okay? So actually 2 weekends, August the 30th. And also make sure next weekend now will be the Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association big tournament. That's a big fundraiser they use, and that's going to be next weekend. And the following weekend will be the Flathead Catfish tournament. If you want to go watch them and want to watch the weigh-in and all that. Now, we're going to do our Tarpon Dock Seafood giveaway, but I tell you what I want to do. You see, we don't have a lot of names in here. The reason I don't have a lot of names, I want to show you right over here. I'm going to pull this over here and show you all these right here. These are the folks who have won sometime this year. Can y'all see all these? Look here. All these folks have won. Okay? In fact, here's somebody who won twice. So I'm going to leave them out. And I promise you folks, even if you won one time, I'm going to give you a chance to win again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw one more name, or 2 more names for today, and then I'm going to put all these back in here starting next week. I'll start drawing, and everybody gets another chance. So all these, can y'all believe all these winners we've had? Anyway, let me go and draw 2 names. This will be for a $20 gift certificate for Tarpon Dock Seafood, and the winner is Lloyd Armstrong from Chipley. Lloyd, that's a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood. Okay? Lloyd Armstrong and Chipley. And let's see who's going to win the big red snapper. Louis Carmona. Louis Carmona. Okay, let me go and write that down real quick. Snap, and then $20. Okay. Now, watch this. I want y'all to witness this. We're going to add all these other names. These are all the winners we've had. All right. We'll add them all back in here. And you can enter at any time now. In fact, we're going to do a fall sweepstakes. I'm going to give away some rod and reels and all kind of outdoor goodies sometime in September. So go ahead. Look at all the names we're still adding. Okay. Add these on here. All these people won. We've got a lot of winners on Panhandle Outdoors. Okay. All right. That takes care of that now. But enter at any time. Okay. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to the Tarpon Dog Seafood Famous Friday Fishing Report. Now, I get fascinated each week as I do this. We try to keep it up, and we keep it updated because I talk to people during the week, and I'm just thankful to have so many different people to talk to. And some people email me, I call some people, and some people call me, and that's how this report comes together. So it's accurate, and one of the consensus opinion now this past week, it's just been slow. Okay, and the reason it's been slow because, of course, the weather and the tides and all that. So let's get talking about slow now. If you don't do something on this iPad pretty fast, it goes blank like it just did. So, I want to pick it up. Let's start off with St. Joe Bay because we just talked to Captain Blair Morgan. While that stuff's still fresh on our mind, before I forget it, let's go ahead and take a look at it. You know, he's talking about a tarpon. I get fascinated every time people talk about tarpon because it's such an historically exciting fish to catch. It goes back to the 1800s, and this year I've gotten reports all summer about the tarpon in St. Joe Bay. So let's zoom in this area he's talking about right now. He was talking about right here in the center. We'll try to keep everything in the center of the mouth of the canal. Okay, these flounder. This is an excellent flounder fishing spot. Of course, that's not a top-notch secret. Everybody knows that this water comes out of this canal here, okay, which is coming from the intercoastal waterway. It flows out. It brings a lot of fresh nutrients into here. Now, those tarpon obviously are in this area right in here, and the fishermen being able to see them. So this, if you want it, you could actually put in a small boat, and on good weather and all, you could put a small boat in up here at St. Joe, go down here and fish for them, or even at Mexico Beach. So that's where he was talking about those tarpon. Okay, I know a lot of people don't target those species, but it's good. Now let's go back up here to the head of the bay, and we'll talk about where Blair lives up in this area right here, so he looks out this way and all. So the scallops, we're going to be able to talk about scallops one more time. You see you have Black's Island, Conch Island, Richards and Hammock, and Pig Island. So the scallops, with Black Island being here, the scallops, he's watching them folks, boats all out in here, and then I talked to Bill Allen, he and Donna and their family were able to get some nice scallops up here. But they were going about 6 foot of water back on the side right in here, okay? But now I've seen a lot of boats this year right here on the north side of Black's Island. So anywhere back in here, there's good scallops. The speckled trout fishing, let's talk a minute about speckled trout. Speckled trout fishing has been really good. Speckled trout fishing has been really good right up in this area, right up in here. And if you're going to go speckled trout fishing in St. Joe Bay, you want to go early in the morning or late in the afternoon where it's not quite as crowded, okay? So that takes care of St. Joe Bay. So let's move on over here. Let's go on over here to St. Andrew Bay. St. Andrew Bay, the reports I've gotten, I have it here. By the way, if I don't get this finished now, look on our website, okay, Panhandle Outdoors, and all this, plus your fishing times for next week will be put on there today by lunchtime, hopefully. The best bite, offshore. Let's talk about offshore. I talked to Captain Bobo Hobbs, and by the way now, there's going to be one more 25-hour trip. We've talked about a 25-hour trip on the Florida Queen. It's going to be October 5th and 6th, and you could not pick a better weekend because hopefully red snapper season will be open along with everything else. So if you get a chance and want to go on that 25-hour trip, it may already be booked up. A lot of folks come in from out of town, and that's an excellent trip. I'm going to try to go myself if I get my schedule squeezed together. A 25-hour trip is just exciting. But I talked to Bobo about what they've been doing offshore. He said the big thing, 2 things, amberjack and beeliners. They're catching a lot of good beeliners. He said good sized beeliners, and that's some good eating fish. That's part of the red snapper family, so that's been good. And amberjack, I've talked to several people who've done well on amberjack. Grouper bite's been slow. I've talked to a lot of people who went grouper fishing and come back with beeliners. So it's been slow. Some folks are going out there. Some really good fishermen I know of are going out there and not catching hardly anything on time. So this is our August pattern we have. But getting on inshore now, I've had some pictures of some steady redfish, nothing writing home about, and speckled trout now, you know, this time of year they're in 4 to 6 foot of water in those deep holes in all the bay systems, so be aware of that, okay? Now, let's go over here to Choctawhatchee Bay. I did get some reports of some nice drum still being caught. That's been a good theme all summer long, the drum out of Choctawhatchee Bay. Now, the black drum, and also on the river here, catfishing has done really well. The catfishermen are doing really well on the Choctawhatchee River, and there have been good reports of just a few shell cracker trips. Not all the shell cracker trips have been great, but some folks have been able to find some good shell cracker this past week because the river was in pretty good shape for a couple of days there, but now it's going up this weekend, so maybe next weekend, and according to what this weather's going to be doing and all. So if you get a chance, now I didn't mention Carabel. Miller Collins, you know, he's getting back from that big tournament we had. They're still catching king mackerel down there, and the grouper bite is a lot better down there. I'm getting more reports of grouper than anything in the Carabel area. Okay, if you have a chance to go surf fishing, I was in a surf, you know, a couple of days ago, and I'm looking around. It's clearing up in some areas. It's not near as bad. You know, it's not as good as it has been in the years past, but it has gotten better this past week. The water clarity and all is a lot better for surf fishing. So pick you out a spot. And the grass wasn't near as bad as it usually is, and I guess because of the patterns we've had, all the rain and the currents and all. So got a big weekend ahead. You know, check out your weather. If it's raining and all, do some stuff in your garage like I do. You know, change your lines and check your guides and all kinds of little stuff like that you can do. But we'll have to wrap it up, folks. We've had a great week on Panhandle Outdoors. Thank you so much for watching our show. You do something good for someone today. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.